questions right now. Does anybody have any questions before we break up?
Bottom line, this is going to take both of the surface water discharges that the city currently discharges into Whitaker Bayou and Hog Creek and all but eliminate them. Obviously, we're going to need them as backup when we do certain testing on the well. Every 5 years, got to do some tests and things. But it's going to eliminate both of the surface water discharges into Sarasota Bay. That was huge. It was real good political goodwill, but also DEP was kind of, I think they were having a lot of steering of utilities in that direction. I think Venice is the last one in this area, DEP's jurisdiction, that has surface water discharges still for the RO concentrate and also for the wet weather discharge. So, you know, I would see that going away in the next 5 or 10 years too, during the next renewal of permits and things. So. Any general questions for Tom? Glenn Marslove is the general manager of utilities here as well. He's with the city, and so maybe if there's any other questions that Glenn might be able to chime in too.
How deep is the well?
I'm sorry?
How deep is the well?
The injection well is about 1,800 feet deep. The depth of where the pipe will end up, the final set of pipe will be about 1,200 feet. So you've got 600 feet of open hole, and that's going into what's geologic formation. It's called the Avon Park. It's a dolomite, essentially a carbonate rock, and it's fractured. That's what accepts the flow in this area. The permeable portion of what we refer to as the upper soil knob.
We'll show you that on a really cool geophysical log.
When did we start? We started in August, essentially. So they've been, typically these injection wells have rates on site anywhere for wells that are about 1,800 feet deep, 2,000. It takes about 5 to 6 months to do the actual work with the drill. And then there's all sorts of piping, typically that will be done as part of a project in order to pipe. We're talking about piping 10 million gallons of water, a fairly significant amount of piping that goes on with it. And I would say that essentially, you know, talking about the permitting and taking a year, it really is one of the most regulated aspects of a drilling process that you'll have here in Florida. In terms of the program is run through the underground industrial section of the Department of Environmental Protection. So there's all sorts of provisions within the permit that require a lot of intense data collection. That's one of the reasons why we have our resident inspector, which is typically a geologist or engineer on site for a lot of the data collection, because the well has to be certified at various stages of the construction process. So it's not one of those where, okay, we have a permit, now we'll build it, and back to done. There's starts and stops. They have to give you your first. We agree with you, let you go forward with this project.
Break up.
All right.
Any other questions? How do you want to do this? You guys take 2 groups?